All right, welcome back to Inside Politics. Surprisingly, the buzziest political story of the weekend, not about who will be in the new administration. It's about what happened Friday night on Broadway. Donald Trump back on Twitter again this morning, 6:23 a.m., grumbling about it. He tweeted, "The cast and producers of Hamilton, which I hear is highly overrated, should immediately apologize to Mike Pence for their terrible behavior." So what terrible behavior, you ask? Well, at the end of Friday night's performance, with Vice President-elect Mike Pence in attendance, the cast, they did a little freelancing, or as Trump called it in an earlier tweet, harassment. Watch this.
Be certain, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us. We truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us. All of us.
All right, a lot of people talking about this on both sides, and I frankly think it's deeply representative of the discussion in the country over the last couple months. And, Caitlin, let's first start with the Donald Trump side. The 6:23 a.m. tweet on a Sunday, which was his third tweet about Hamilton.
Fourth, if you include the one he deleted. That's right.
Fourth, it shows that this is still a guy who will not give things up and is willing to pick a fight with anything and everything, including a Broadway show.
Right, exactly. Remember the CBS 60 Minutes interview, and Donald Trump talked about Twitter as one of the most effective tools of communication. This is a person who doesn't use email, who really sees Twitter as a galvanizing force, really. I mean, this is a message that this is a tool that he's used to send messages to his base, to people who support him. I think this really rallies the people who voted him into office. I think there's a lot to be said for a candidate or a president-elect now who doesn't like to apologize, calling on people to apologize. I think there's something rich about that. But again, I mean, Donald Trump sees Twitter this way. He knows what he's doing with this.
And there's no more direct attack, Errol, on coastal elites than going after Hamilton. I mean, literally, it'd be like stealing a child, from someone's house, attacking this Broadway show, which people, here in New York love. And again, people who love Broadway love, but people maybe in many of these Rust Belt states may not have had a chance to go see yet.
Well, that's right. And it's an absolutely perfect metaphor. I mean, you're absolutely right that it's young people, it's people of color daring to play the sort of the founding fathers. It's the Obama administration, basically.
It's the Obama coalition.
Yeah, it's the
on
Obama
stage.
coalition, the Obama administration, the usurpation of the old America and so forth. So it's a perfect target. That's why he's aiming his tweets at it. It's also a good way to throw people off the trail and have the media talk about this instead of his near brush with a fraud trial that was just settled the other day, including $1 million he had to pay for saying he had a university, which Trump University was not, and so forth. So yes, and of course, people took to the streets. I mean, this isn't just falling on the ears and into the newsrooms of the media. There were people who were out in the streets using, sort of boycott Hamilton, sadly not realizing perhaps that the show is sold out for the next 2 years. So if you want to boycott, you want to start talking about 2020 or something like that. But yeah, it was real and it was felt. And if this becomes the way he plays sort of cultural politics going forward, we're going to be in for a lot of this.
Again, it's the least ironic thing ever, right? I think this is everything all tied up in a Twitter war with a Broadway show. I mean, it's the people who don't understand Donald Trump sort of laughing and snickering and being outraged that he's on Twitter. It's Donald Trump on Twitter refusing to give something up that really he might be better off just letting it go. So this will be something, it'll be interesting to watch if this is just the beginning of more fights like this.